I'm Rex Litter with the Midday News. The grand opening of the 9-mile to PAU 4-lane road was held on Monday afternoon at the junction of the Pacific Adventist University at 14 Mile. The completion of this road under the National Capital District Commission's infrastructure plan is set to enhance transportation and connectivity in the area. The official opening ceremony was presided over by Prime Minister James Marape, highlighting the city's commitment to creating a planned, clean, safe and healthy environment. We'll have more in the main bulletin at 6 p.m. But first, here are the highlights from the event.
May you also be lit in your mind that you have responsibility to a safe city, safe MC, and a safe property. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go! Let's go!
Rabaul District in East New Britain Province has established a WASH committee to help drive projects aimed at improving access to safe drinking water and sanitation needs in the communities.
The Rabaul District Administration says the establishment of the WASH Committee is part of the national WASH policy that requires districts to have WASH committees and is a priority of the government of the day to drive WASH projects and programs. The District WASH Committee, which comprises of the 4 LLG managers and sector heads, was established following a training conducted in March this year in Kokopo and attended by environmental health officers. A number of meetings have been conducted in recent weeks, including a submission to the district management team to endorse funding allocation of 600,000 kina for the committee to roll out its WASH activities. The WASH technical team under the committee has also been set up specifically to look at improving water supply projects in the wards, including schools and health facilities within Rabaul District. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Farmers in Eastern Highlands Province recently received vital training on poultry and general awareness on agriculture and the need to work the land. Facilitated by the Highlands Farmers and Settlers Association, trainers from the Department of Agriculture and Livestock Department of Primary Industries from Eastern Highlands Province. Key trainers from the respective organizations gave vital lessons and awareness for farmers to take note to improve their yield. The DAL and Daulo district was applauded for releasing the officers. It acknowledged the broiler handbook produced by Geneg Chicken. The next training will be held on 15 July for farmers in Ungaibena, Goroka and Daulo by Poultry Industry Association. Other trainings by HFSA at Tarabo High School, Kainantu and Yonki will be announced soon. It's a clear certainty that having children means getting less sleep, and for almost 500,000 Australian kids living with neurodisability, sleep problems can be especially severe. Now, a study is underway to develop national guidelines to help manage sleep issues for them and their families.
8-year-old George Dinkelman is the delight of his mother's life.
There you go.
But his sleep has been a big challenge since birth.
There are some days when he's still awake at 11 o'clock at night.
The Year 2 student lives with Down syndrome.
A donkey. Good boy.
It's estimated 80% of children with neurodisabilities, such as genetic disorders, brain injuries and autism, have trouble with their sleep.
He spends a lot of time sharing mummy's bed, and I spend a lot of time checking to make sure that he's okay.
Dr Jasneek Chawla is a paediatric respiratory and sleep physician. She's running a 3-phase study with the aim of writing national guidelines to help healthcare workers manage sleep issues.
It's not just the child, it actually impacts the parents, it impacts the siblings, and if we can improve this for the families, then we actually make a huge difference to their quality of life.
The study involves a survey of parents, the development of a new sleep monitoring mat and a trial of different sleep interventions. 2-year-old Jasira was born with a rare genetic condition and is taking part, along with her parents.
On a bad day, she won't sleep the whole day or the night. And we're just tag teaming, trying to get her, trying to put her to sleep.
Researchers say nearly 500,000 Australian children live with neurodisability, and it's estimated 4 in 5 of them have sleep difficulties. That's a lot of weary children and families.
We all need sleep. It's an essential need for every human.
It's hoped the guidelines will be ready by 2025.
7 executives representing all the customary regions of the West Papua have declared their support for the United Liberation Movement for West Papua, gaining full membership of the Melanesian Spearhead Group. The executives are of ULMWP provincial government in the Indonesian-ruled Melanesian region. The ULMWP declared this political support in a statement in advance of the forthcoming MSG summit in Port Vila, Vanuatu. The ULMWP's Executive, Legislative and Judicial Council had earlier made a declaration in support of full membership in Jayapura on the June 4, 2023. ULMWP President Benny Wenda had separately announced his support for MSG in full membership, saying our agenda is now totally focused on consolidating support for full membership. E-scooters could soon be moved from footpaths to bike lanes in Darwin and be fitted with technology to prevent drunk riding. They are just some of the changes the Darwin City Council is looking at as it assesses protocols from operators to keep e-scooters on the streets of at least another 2 years.
They're a popular way to get around, but they're not everyone's ride of choice.
Like a lot of fun if you're on them, but yeah, if you're just walking on the footpath, you've got to watch out for them.
Pub, work, grocery shopping, just put on the handles, easy.
I haven't used him, my brother has, and he ended up losing his 2 front teeth.
E-scooter riders in Darwin have been involved in crashes like these since a trial began in 2020. During an 8-month period the following year, more than 100 people ended up in hospital. Despite this, the scooters are a key part of the City of Darwin's future plans as it looks to reduce carbon emissions and the number of cars on the road. But changes are afoot.
We'd really love the legislation to be changed to allow scooters to be on roads as well as in bike lanes and off the footpaths.
You're going to have less of a chance of exposing pedestrians, particularly the vulnerable members of the community, to impacts. So it's probably a good move.
As well as looking to expand e-scooters to areas including Parap and Nightcliff, the council's weighing up new technology, launching an expression of interest for e-scooter companies to operate for the next 2 years.
Some of the scooters potentially will have breathos as an example that we might get through the expression of interest process. Some of them have a cognitive test that you have to do before you're allowed to get onto the scooters as well.
Currently, using one of your own e-scooters that isn't one of these shared ones isn't actually allowed. But that's another change the council is hoping for pending government approval. It's also hoping for more bike lanes and charging facilities. The Territory Government says nationally consistent regulations are being worked on.
In sports, another outstanding day for the PNG's 2023 Berlin World Summer Games athletes at the Hans Braun Stadion in Berlin, Germany on Monday. Samantha Mayasa is set for the 200 meters finals today after finishing second in her semi-finals heat. SOPNG athletes also had the opportunity to participate at the World Youth Global Summit.
Samantha Mayasa finished second in the 200-meter semi-final heat with a time of 33.05 seconds, qualifying for finals today at the 2023 Berlin World Summer Games at Hans Braun Stadion. In badminton, Martha Awong lost her second game by forfeit to Giazania of Estonia 21 points to 0. She started her day well, defeating her Chinese opponent 21 points to 16. In her fourth game, she defeated her Great Britain opponent 21-18. So far, Martha has won 2 matches and lost 2. In his second game, Emmanuel Severa's Hong Kong opponent beat him 21 points to 0. In his third game, he went down fighting against Japan, and in his fourth game, Emmanuel lost 5 points to 21 against his opponent from China. So far, Emmanuel has won 1 match and lost 3. Badminton doubles competition gets underway today. Meantime, 3 of the athletes representing PNG at the 2023 Berlin World Summer Games attended the Global Youth Summit. Team mentor Daniel Lepan, athletes leader Japheth Nari, and youth leader Tenali Tuna. They presented a youth activation project that they have been implementing in PNG, as well as highlighting challenges in access and opportunities for people with intellectual disabilities. They are also learning lessons from other countries and finding ways to address these challenges. Salome Vincent, TVWAN Sports.
Papua New Guinea is pooled against host Fiji and champions New Zealand in the Group B stage of the OFC Under-19 Women's Championship, which kicks off this week. PNG Under-19 women's team will be counting on experience of the National Women's Soccer League to take them through the championship. Head coach Susan Watpore said she will be counting experiences of Nani Alipas and Sagude Jail to lead the team, as they have played the national level with the senior women's team. The Group B draws favour Papua New Guinea, as the team will be on the bye on the opening day of the Wats, Fiji and New Zealand on June 22. The PNG women will play New Zealand on June 25th and Fiji on June 28th to determine the winner. Watpore is worried of the challenges from Fiji and New Zealand, but she is confident that with the experience of the local WNSL, the team would put up a good fight during the tournament. 10 nations from across the region will compete across 3 groups to be crowned champions. Before we go, Malmaninga Kuri took the stage with pride when he was called upon to receive an award for the 2021 Listener's Choice Song of the Year at the Yumi FM PNG Music Awards on Saturday, June 17th. The emotional artist explained the song Life Ino Easy Mo as a tribute to his late father, who had passed on earlier in the year. Malmaninga Kuri is the only son to his parents. When his dad passed on, he soon realized what life would be like without a father figure to look up to. The songwriter wrote the song Life Ino Easy Mo. When the song was released in 2021, it hit the airwaves on radio stations and listeners came to like the song. It was voted Listener's Choice of the Year 2021 at the recent Yumi FM PNG Music Awards. The artist dedicated the award to his late father in a fitting tribute.
Tell me when writing is the song. Before we write him, how will we pass away? Last year, on January 3rd, time will pass away. We know our brother, we all know families, we thank you for the lady of siblings to me. And then the life when we go through, I'm hard to answer, that's why I'm singing Life Ino Easy Mo. Long since I went, it's like one of our Thank you very much.
The artist also received a couple more awards, Artist of the Year 2021 and Male Artist of the Year 2021. He and fellow artist Daniel Bilip won 3 awards each in different categories. Daniel Bilip won Artist of the Year 2022, Song of the Year 2022 and Male Artist of the Year 2022. Other winners were Richard Mogu, Ben Hakalids, Junior Vigi, Alfidu, Stagaza Daniele, Shay, Richie Sahani, Silas Kania, Liberty Champion, Hot Wheels Wagon and Candid Wayne. The awards were given to the winners for both years 2021 and 2022. The award recognized artists, songwriters and producers for their contribution in the PNG music industry. And that ends Midday News, more at 6 tonight.